everyone. Hi, how is it going? We are back on popular demand today. We thought we'll spare you on a weekend, but we couldn't because there seems to be an emergency with the topic that we have today. And people have been telling us over the weekend to talk about journaling, the concept of daily journaling. So Pragati and I decided that let's just do a short session on how to journal and why to journal. So while we were thinking of it, Pragati and I both, we were discussing, and we realized that people often tell us that here in India, therapy is expensive. That's why people don't go to therapists. So today we have come up with a zero cost therapy for you. Trust me, it works like therapy, almost like therapy. Yeah, you don't have the therapist with you, but it is a good initiation, and a lot of therapeutic movement can be made if you journal on a regular basis. So over the next few minutes, we'll be talking about what is journaling, how to journal, what are the benefits, therapeutic benefits of journaling, and we'll give you a few ideas on how to journal. Throughout, if you have any questions, you can put it up on the comment. We'll try and take it. So, Pragati, you want to say something?
Yes, what I want to say is journaling is something, people think it's a very fancy term which requires a lot of equipment and, which requires a lot of planning. So I think today, if you just shed a bit of light on how with a simple notebook and maybe a pen, you can actually start journaling. So the simplest way...
Pragati, I'll break this myth. I'll break this myth also. You don't even need a notebook and a pen today to journal. A lot of times people say that you have to maintain a notebook and somewhere, and you fear that someone else might read it, or you might just lose it and all of that. So today, anybody with an Android phone or with an iOS phone, anybody can keep a regular journal.
Great.
It's your mobile journal.
Absolutely. Because as you know, I love my pen and my paper. How much ever we advance digitally, I do feel that it's important. But what you are saying is a very, very pertinent point, because even in therapy, I hear a lot of people who don't journal because they are actually very fearful that someone will read what they are writing about.
Yeah, so we can always write it in our gadgets and lock it. So that takes care of the anonymity part of it. That takes care of people not knowing what you're writing. The other myth that I want to talk about before I get down to what is journaling is we often think little girls who have a lot of mushy ideas in their head are the ones who journal. Men don't journal. Or if you're emotionally strong and stable, you don't journal. Or you journal at an adult life or as a teenager. Now, what we will discuss today will show you how it is important for anybody. Even a child who has started constructing sentences can start journaling. The earlier we start, better it is. So we are all talking about early interventions when it comes to mental health. So this is a live example of early intervention. And like we always say, that mental health is not rocket science. It's very easy and it can be done in a fun way. So we will see what journaling is all about, what journal writing is all about. It's writing about our thoughts, feelings, and actions, majorly. It's not about a complaint book. It's not about writing who did what to whom and who insulted whom, who abused whom, who hated whom. Mostly what do we do? When we start writing, we go into that blame mode. So that takes away the essence of journaling. Journaling talks about writing, what am I thinking? How am I feeling? What actions did I take? It helps us to maintain a sense of self. It helps us in identifying ourselves, in creating our own unique identity. It helps us in often reflecting on our experiences. See, we all go through life experiences, but most of us live through it. We don't really stop and start reflecting on what experiences have I gathered, what have I learned from there, what are the progresses I've made. So these are all things that we can write down in our journals. So it helps us basically to better avail that authentic self of ours, because here nobody is watching you. You are not talking to people, and people are not giving you any feedback. So I've broken down this word write, WRITE, into each alphabet and what it stands for. So the first alphabet is W. W is, what do you want to write about? W is, what do you want to write about? When you start journaling, you need to also understand why I was telling the other day that each person has a different way of journaling, and one format will not work for everyone, because what you want to write about is going to be very different from what I want to write about. So what is it that I want to write about is something that we need to check. Pragati, you want to put in a word?
Yes, what I feel, a lot of people feel that they are not good writers, so they would rather not write. Or often I also hear that people say, oh, nothing major happened in my day, so why should I write? But the fact of the matter is, the brain is like an endless factory. It keeps working all the time. Something is going on. We are feeling something, and we do think thoughts. A simple experiment is, if I tell my mind, don't think for the next 2 minutes, do you think it's possible?
No way.
Yeah. So we all can journal. We don't have to be Shakespeare. We don't have to have Einstein-like formulae, but we can all journal.
So when we think about writing, what to write about, we also start thinking about what's going on in my life. When you start thinking about what's going on, you automatically start understanding that what is important. What am I striving towards? So when you think of what am I striving towards, automatically you start realizing that a lot of things I have been thinking of or spending a lot of time on are all frills which I can cut out.
Yeah, and they're probably derailing me or making me feel bad, because as we've always seen, it's not the situation which makes us feel bad, but what we are thinking about the situation, So journaling, I think, helps us fill that gap.
Yeah. And also sometimes it takes us to, what is it about my life that I'm trying to avoid? A lot of us, I wouldn't say each one of us, but most of us try and avoid something that is painful, something that is difficult. So at least when we have it written, say suppose today is 2020 and I'm writing it down. I find it difficult for 5 years if I still feel I'm in the same place. So I know that this is like a long-term difficulty in my life. Versus today in 2020, if I write down that I find it difficult to wash my hair every day. I just don't feel like it. Versus I read it 5 years down the line, and I realize that my sense of pride in myself has changed, and I probably take better care of myself.
That's
so it's very important.
It's a very pertinent point that you are making. Life happens in the small things. Journaling helps us appreciate the small things, or perhaps just acknowledge the small things that add meaning to our life. It doesn't have to be something really big. It doesn't have to be a major emotional upheaval, positive or negative. Journaling helps us realize that. I remember the time when you introduced me to journaling, I still remember more than a decade back when I had walked into Cornish, and then I was like, journaling? I mean, who does journaling? I'm not one of those mushy girls who wants to write and who reads self-help books. But today I realize it's such an integral part of my life. And I can actually see where I'm headed. If I don't like it, I can always change my direction.
See, if you look at your journals, Pragati, from who reads self-help books to 10 years down the line, you have written self-help book.
Yeah.
So
and in those no small part it is due to journaling.
Right.
Journaling has had a major role in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next is R. WR. Now R stands for review. Review or reflect on it. What you have written. The statements like I feel, I want, I think, rather than this one did that one said that, somebody did, somebody who did something and got away. The focus is I. If we review on this thing of what is it for me? Why am I writing? I'm writing it for myself. So try to keep, another point of journaling is try to be at the present. Very often our tendency is to go back to the past. Either talk about past issues or refer to future anxieties. We never really stay in the present when it comes to journaling. So it is very important for us to stay in the present.
And I think another advantage of reviewing is we learn to value our own opinion. Otherwise, we are constantly cross-checking with someone else. Is this okay? Does it feel right? When we are journaling regularly, we can review it ourselves. Is it okay or not?
I stands for investigate your thoughts. Refocus. A lot of times when you start writing, you see you started writing about something and your thought trail took you to another tangent. So bring yourself back. The focus is what you started with. If you derail too much, you'll know. It's all written. So bring it back to where it was supposed to be. T. T stands for time yourself. Every day, we need to write for about 5 minutes. You can take it to any time, but don't do it more than 30 minutes. There are some people who take a lot of time to write pages and pages. Don't do that, because we have a very limited tenacity. We lose the essence if we write too much. So make it a habit to write for 5 minutes every day. 5 minutes is not tough.
True, it's absolutely not. And
it's very doable, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
The last one is E. E talks about exit strategically. How do you finish? How do you finish your daily journal? With introspection. How do you introspect? Sum it up. Sum up what was your takeaway. When you've written something, just read it and see what, as I read, I notice something. Write your observation of your own writing. So this is the basic of journaling.
And one more thing I would like to add here, because a lot of times I see, whether it's students, whether it's any kind of counselees, what they struggle with, what do I write? I think a simple trick what worked is, if you remember, every class 1 child has written a small essay on my mother or my, just simple 10 sentences which sum up. So, when you start journaling, think of yourself as that little child. As simple sentences as you can use, as much of little bit of detail that you can remember, it's enough to get in touch with your feelings and feel your feelings.
Yes, true. Now we look into the benefits. Why should we do it? It's therapy without a cost. The first incentive is this cost. So the first thing we need to keep in mind is when we are journaling, it automatically organizes our thoughts. Otherwise, our thoughts are running wild in all directions. When we think of things and not write it down, automatically you will see that you have so many thoughts, you don't know what is important. The most important comes at a lower rung in priority. It's all very haphazard.
Yeah, and even our scriptures talk about it.
When
someone who can
you're writing it, your thoughts automatically.
Yes. What I was saying is even our scriptures talk about it. When we can harness our mind, you have the world at your feet. You've harnessed everything, frankly.
Another benefit of journaling is over a period of time, each one, when I've spoken to a number of people who journal regularly and people who journal for years, they've said that their writing quality has improved. The ones who felt that I can't write.
Yes, that's absolutely a pertinent point, because writing
Or
is something
I
which
can't
makes us feel
construct
very,
sentences. Nobody is giving marks on it. Sorry?
what I was saying is writing is something which is a very intrinsic part of us. We all like expressing ourselves. Things like writing, dancing, if you are educated, singing, they are part of our DNA. If only we just let ourselves be, rather than being judgmental about it.
Yeah, you can write in your mother tongue, you can write wrong spellings, you can write wrong grammar, you can do whatever you feel like. There's nobody sitting there with that red pen and marking you on that. When I started writing, this was long back as a little girl. I realized I used to write in all kinds of languages. I would write in Bengali, I would write English, and there would be all kinds of. When I would often read back and think that, oh my God, there's so many mistakes here and all of that. But when you write, you don't think of all that because you're not worried that somebody's going to check it. The next benefit of journaling is you can record your ideas. A lot of times you have valuable ideas which can be recorded. Otherwise, if the ideas were just at the thought levels, these ideas may just dissipate. It may just disappear and you wouldn't know until you see someone else implementing it and you think, that was my idea.
Yeah, true.
The next benefit of journaling is it relieves stress, anxieties, low moods, aggressive thoughts. When you start writing, when you're in the throes of any of this and you start writing, a lot of times you will see that the impact of it automatically dies down there.
Yeah, because at some level you vent it out. It's a safe venting area. In therapy, you seek out another who's trained to help you out. But when you are journaling, it is your safest zone. It's you with yourself, who knows everything about you and is not going to judge.
So now we come to writing. Why is it called writing therapy? There is a particular therapy which uses writing majorly. Writing and journaling majorly. I'm not going to give out the name because people are using all these technological jargons and throwing it at each other. But what I'm going to talk about is writing as a therapy. The first thing is it's part of a very important therapeutic purpose. So without knowing the name or without knowing the which kind of therapy you're applying, when you start journaling, you're actually practicing therapy. So the next one is writing as a therapy. It clears your mind at a very different level. It clears your mind of a lot of unnecessary clutter. And why do you need to clear your mind? Because you need to make that mind space. And why do you make mind space? Because that clarity or that mind space gives you that problem solving capability rather than problem storing capacity. When your mind is unclear, your mind has stored a lot of problems. When you clear it out, automatically that space is made. Now you're thinking in terms of problem solving. Pragati, you want to say something?
Yeah, what I was thinking about, maybe a very crude example, the pressure cooker. It's a very familiar appliance in all Indian households. It needs to whistle. For the food to be cooked, it needs to whistle at the right time. If it forgets to whistle, there's going to be an explosion. Now, what started happening is with journaling, we whistle, while we are planning our day, while we are taking care of our various responsibilities. It gives us a chance to vent out and then actually see that what is it that I've written. Once I've whistled, the rest of the day goes smoothly, or even the next day. I can take stock of my reactions and I can be in that response mode. I don't even have to react to everything. Or I'm in that action mode, that this is my goal, this is what I want to achieve, and it doesn't matter. If I have to adjust a little bit, I will, because I'm actually swinging to my own beat. So it helps us actually whistle before there's an explosion. So I think journaling works like that, at least for me.
Yes, absolutely. It lets go of a lot of negative beliefs, negative thoughts. The moment I write down that I am a complete bummer, I have not done this good, or I'm not good at this, or I suck at that. You also at the same time, because we've spoken that you're reviewing what you've written. So a lot of times we can be objective and we are rational when we are writing. That no, maybe I've heard this from someone, but that's not true. Not always. Maybe sometimes I goof up, but not all the time.
And then that need to seek validation from the other goes away, because when we see, it's like if somebody tells me, Prakti, you have blue eyes, I won't even check because I know I don't have blue eyes. Now if someone tells me you have a strand of grey popping in your hair, I may actually go and check, because I am in that age bracket and maybe there's a strand of grey. So I think with journaling we realize that it's okay. Most of the comments that people make about us is literally like, you have blue eyes, you are this, you are that. It doesn't get internalized. We are able to shut it off without going to check or defend our
therapeutic benefit. Another therapeutic benefit is self-awareness. It increases our self-awareness of what we are and what we are not. It might hurt us to think we are not a lot of things, or we are a lot of other adjectives, but we also have a reality check of this is what I have, this is my asset and this is my liability. Okay, now before we wind up, I would like to give you 3 ideas to journal. Depending, again, I have said that it also depends on your mindset, on your personality type. Not every format of journaling is meant for everyone. So you decide on which one appeals to you more. I'll give you 3 ideas to journal. There's one category of journaling which talks about what you can write about what you believe in. What are your beliefs? Why do you believe in that? Then would be, how do I feel about that particular belief? See, a lot of times we believe that we are not good. We are not good enough. Where did I get that from? How did I come to believe that? Then how do I feel about it? Now, after that comes, what are my goals? How can I change that belief? So people who have issues with some of these core beliefs, people who have feelings which are bothering them so much that their beliefs get shaken time and again, they feel shaky about their own beliefs. So please do this, try it. If you do this for 21 days, you will see automatically a lot of clarity will come. This kind of journaling helps better relationships. Because a lot of times relationship conflicts are not about what the other is doing to me, rather what I believe about myself in the relationship. It helps in mental declutter also. A lot of times we just go through life. We don't complain. We don't even appreciate. Why do we do that? Because others around us are also doing that. Everybody is just going along to get along. Who will bell the cat? We think, let me not, somebody else will. Well, let me just go along. But that state of complacency is good, it's nice, but a lot of innovations wouldn't have happened if somebody or the other wouldn't have sat down and written down, where am I in life and what am I doing? Do I want to be here or do I want to change something? Do I want to change some relationship dynamics? Do I want to change some career aspirations? Do I want to change some belief in me which is creating blockage in me? So people who are feeling stuck, I think this works for them.
Yes, and also I think another pertinent point here, Divina, is we feel very threatened, when we are stagnant, we start getting threatened. The moment someone says something, we don't like it. We feel that they are actually going to take away our position or they are criticizing us. But if we were actually swinging to our own beat and doing our own thing, we probably would just be able to shrug it off. We won't even register a lot of looks or comments, because we know where we are headed and we are not threatened by being where we are, because we are on a path.
The next type of journaling This is called improving mental clarity. This talks about how do we do that. This talks about a lot of doodling or mind mapping, which is the other word. You write your problem in the center of the page, and you write who created this problem for me, or then what is this problem? Define the problem. When did this problem occur, or when does this problem occur? Then where do I go from here? Where do I want to go from here? And how do I go about it? So who, what, when, where, and how to any problem. So that's another method of journaling. Easy, it's not so difficult. So it's easy, it's zero cost. So
And
now I'm sure.
Add on here is mind mapping. If you're confused, you can always Google. Some of you have done it.
Yeah, there's enough of it.
You can
Yeah.
just Google what exactly is a mind map.
The last type or idea of journaling is tracking overall development. What is this? Understanding what's happening in the here and now. What's currently happening in my life. Currently, I am stuck in my home. Currently, I have to work from home. Currently, I have to juggle squeaky kids and probably clients who want complete peace and quiet. I don't know how you achieve it, but currently, this is my reality. So what is happening in the here and now? Then also what we can see is over time, how have I changed? We are talking about overall development. So over time, how have I changed? How have I improved? Where did I do good? I'm sure I didn't fall all the time. I didn't fail all the time. There were moments when I did well also. So where did I do good?
Actually, cataloging your own transformation is very important. If we could catalog it, and journaling helps us do that, we will realize
Where
that
did-
we have
yeah,
transformed.
Yeah. The next one that in this category is where did I take a misstep and fall? A lot of times my falling or my failing is not because someone did something to me. It's because I took a misstep. So where did I take a misstep and where did I fall? The last bit is get to know what that misstep was. If I am to get better, I need to know how do I know this misstep, because why we don't understand that where did I take a misstep is because we never log it. See, even if we are struggling in a relationship with someone, over the years, if you look at it, the pattern is the same.
Very true.
She said this to me, I said that to her. Why does this keep repeating? That keeps repeating because where did I falter? I never recorded it. If I today start recording it, the next time I happen to fight with that same person, or I have a meltdown or showdown, I will probably go through when was the last time I had a showdown with this person? Maybe 3 months back. So let me just see what I've written then. So I know if I have repeated the same mistake, whatever you want to call it, or have I changed my patterns? If I change my patterns, then there has to be a different result. So these are the 3 journaling ideas. Now you see which one works for you. So that's
Thank
it.
you, Devleena. That was
We
really
will,
lovely and informative. And everyone, thank you for joining in. We are going to be back next Sunday at 8 p.m. And this Facebook Live is just our Sunday free therapy with everybody who's interested in improving themselves. So bye. See you all next Sunday.
Bye-bye.